Hello there and welcome back to EU4 Playing as Korea. Last episode I finally got a foothold onto Japan. I was able to take a couple of provinces from them. Now my goal is to cement this, try and control my rebel factions that have arisen out of it, and hopefully I can spread into other areas of Japan without losing what I've got. I just started my coring of the 3 provinces that I earned. And I will take my last Diplotech before the cost gets out of control. It's already 904. This might be my last one, I think. Diplotech 8. Shipyards. Land transportation of a lot of cargo is simply too expensive. By moving it by ship is more efficient. Building shipyards will provide enough ships to do so. Increases my trade range by 10, my naval morale by 0.2, and I can now build a shipyard, which increases my total fleet. Now I will get my trade fleet set up again. Which means I gotta move around some units. Send this fleet back to Nippon trade node. Send this fleet back to the Girin trade node. I've got my galleys, my transports. And this time I won't mothball my fleets, just in case I do need them in the short term. The biggest problem I've created for myself, the biggest risk I've created, is now I've got 2 land masses where I need to station troops. And I don't have the biggest army as it is. So if something happened on the mainland and my armies are down here... What's going on here? Separatists have joined my lands for some reason. Oh, I'll take them out. Yeah, if that happened on the mainland, I'd be in a bit of trouble because I've got no armies there and I need to manually move them over. Without enough transports. And that would eat up valuable time. I'm hoping that my alliance with Ming up on the mainland should keep me safe from anything happening. Plus I got Caution, not that they help out with the rebels. But still my focus is going to be down here in Japan to try and stabilize what I've got. Now my spy network is maxed out with Yamana, so I'm going to see what claims I can make with them. I get Awa, which is that little province. I get Tosa, which is that little province. And Izumo. Where's Izumo? Oh, I see that one there. Military access is requested from Aino, which I will grant that. Because that might be a useful ally in the future. Now that I've got those claims in, I'm going to build up a spy network with Ashikaga, who is, the king of Japan, and get some more claims. Now, since I'm not going to get any more technologies from here on, I'm going to focus on my ideas. I might as well start doing that. So I'll get Noble Knights. Supporting cavalry requires an economic system that produces a large number of surplus horses. If we were to guarantee the privileges of a noble class, not only would they be much happier, they would do much of the work to produce the needed horses. Our court fool described it as service guarantees serfs. Decreases cavalry cost, but increases cavalry cost at ability. So that makes my cavalry units more powerful. Yamana's got civil war. Obviously, it did not take me taking their provinces very well. Yeah, I've got a spare diplomat, so I'll just top up Ming's relationships. And I think once I do this, once I sort out these issues, trade expansion. Our policy of free trade is allowing our merchants to expand our trade. Huh. Increases my trade efficiency by 10% for 10 years. I wonder, could I lead a war without an army present? No, that'd be silly. I would like to take Yeren now while they've still got no alliances. Ogadai Yamat suspects neighbours. Having a spy master in our employ has mainly contributed to our intelligence gathering abroad, but Ogadai Yamat sometimes coordinates counter-espionage as well. Recently, his investigators have uncovered a conspiracy that could only be the work of one of our neighbouring countries. Which neighbour is behind it remains unclear, but the constant exchange of information would require those behind it to be close by. Ogadai Yamat has prepared to round up and harshly question a number of foreign officials who might be involved, but conflicting theories about the culprits leave it up to the Queen to decide who to target. Our neighbours will probably not appreciate the accusations, but something needs to be done and fast. I'm going to blame Yeren, because I don't really care for them at the moment anyway. Opinion of them drops by another 30. That's no big deal. Suo, the people in Suo are very unhappy. Separatism, the main culprit. I can't promote the Shinto culture yet. Maybe it's because they're not called. I think when that happens, I'll be able to promote Japanese culture, which should reduce unrest in the area. Ooh, Ferdinand's a great spot for a temple. I'll build one of those right there now. Killam's a good spot for barracks. Well, the manpower is not really an issue at the moment. Corruption is growing, and that's just going to be due to the overextension. And that issue will be gone fairly soon. Two of a kind. Our Prince Consort Yi has impressed many men and women at court with his sharp wit and extensive knowledge of the natural world. He has long been a collector of tomes on botany and chemistry, and he corresponds with several of our generation's brightest minds. Currently, one of those scientists are visiting our court as per our Prince Consort's invitation. They can be found discussing all sorts of new theories far into the wee hours of the night. Prince Consort Yi has asked us to make the scientist an offer, claiming that she would make a much better advisor than Inquisitor Hetu Ninguta we currently employ. I think I can afford a level 2 advisor though. So I might take ooh, how much does a level 2 advisor cost? 570 a month. But it'll be half price. So that makes it what? 2.7. Which is still twice as much as what it costs now. And the missionary strength could be useful at the moment, so I'm going to have to convert these provinces. So I will keep Inquisitor Hetu Ninguta, who'll work even harder to earn his place and gets me 50 admin power. And I've lost my claim on Yaren, which I won't accept that, so I'll get it straight back. Janshal's alliance with Japan is a bit annoying. So 11 years on this truce with Yamana, so that's not going to be an option for a while. So I think more likely than not, I'm going to be attacking Japan next. The question is, when do I do that? And who do I use to support me in that? All the cores are done. I can make a state. Doesn't seem overly beneficial at the moment. What is that? Oh well. Make you a state. Make you a state. Core you up for good. There's Ming topped up again. Now to do a conversion? Oh, that's going to take a long time. Alright, so I can now promote another culture, which I will. I'll promote Saigoku. Oh, Jansha attacked Yeren. I'll promote them. That should lower unrest a little bit. And it will speed up the conversion process. So I will get that started in the most offensive area. Oh, this is concerning. Jansha's going to take over so much of Yeren now. I've got to put an end to this. But as long as the allied... Oh, this is really awkward. Or do I try and... Last an advisor. Military advisor. Let's take the cheaper one. If I was to declare war on Jianshao, use Ming to run the war on the mainland, and I can run the war in Japan, would that work? So I'm worried they're getting very powerful. Corruption. Corruption is one of the most common and frequent factors of political and economic life. Never in history has this been more prominent than in these times of feudal regimes. I will just ignore it. And I'll pay for the corruption. Gillam is now a good spot for a temple to increase tax. And so is Boyo. Boyo. Buyeo. Whatever it is, it's a good spot. So 2 more temples, please. Another advisor has passed away. I'll go for Guangdong. It will increase my tax modifier by 10%. Should almost offset his cost completely. Now, one thing that I did do when I release these 2 nations, they're going to be very, very happy with me. I'm actually wondering, do I try and vassalize them to prevent the enemy taking them from me? It would use... It would use a relation spot though, that's the only thing. Which I kind of wanted to say for Ainu maybe, if they were... Yusugi aren't allied with Ainu anymore. Oh no. I can build 5 more troops. Let me build a few more soldiers. We'll start with 2 more. Build 3 more ships. I've got to increase my transport fleet, so at least I can move each army in one go. Okay, they're 16,000 strong, that's pretty good. Kono isn't allied with Ashikaga being my enemy. That's very interesting indeed. Get a new idea. Influence ideas, tribute system, so I'll take that. Strengthen our income by establishing a formalized system of yearly tribute from our vassals. Increases my income from vassals by 25%. Which, you know, isn't much. Another idea. Aristocratic one. Military traditions. Military thought is constantly evolving, and we ensure that our military thought evolves with it. By encouraging a tradition of service among our nobility, to be a man of status is to be a man who has won glory on the battlefield. Although bravery and stuff like that is always useful, there's nothing quite like outclassing an enemy to make it easy. So military tech cost is now lowered by 10%. And because that was my 3rd national idea, I've unlocked, well, my 3rd idea, and unlocks my first national idea, which is the Hangul alphabet. The Korean language is so fundamentally different from Chinese that the use of Chinese characters renders all but the most highly educated illiterate. Our new alphabet will allow all our people to be able to read and write. Tech cost reduced by 5%. Alright, so the Mori separatists are at 90%. That should really fire any moment. I was going to get a general for that. I've got no power to do it. That's unfortunate timing. 2 more months. Will this separatism hold off for 2 months? Will? Alright, I think I might end this episode there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll wait for the end of the month to see if it kicks off the separatism. If it doesn't, I will end it there. No, alright, thanks guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.